It's the middle of February, so that means it's time for new Samsung phones. Samsung doesn't have one new phone, not two new phones, not three new phones. Samsung is releasing 4 new Galaxy 10 models. There's a lot to talk about here, so I hope you guys are ready for some specs. Now the standard S10 line is coming in 3 different variations. There's the S10 model, which has a 6.1-inch screen. There's an S10 Plus model with a 6.4-inch screen. And then there's a new S10E model, which is a smaller 5.8-inch screen. Now they've got various pricing and features across the board, and I'll get into those later. But there's a lot of things that they share the same with, and that's going to start with this new display. The new display is called an Infinity O display. It's Samsung's edge-to-edge design like we've seen before. The S10 and the S10 Plus models still have that curved design on the sides, but what's new this year is there's a new pull-punched kind of design for the camera. Now on the S10 Plus here, that means there's 2 cameras in this little cutout on the screen, but it allows the screen to flow around it without a notch. We've seen it on a couple other phones before, but it really allows for a full type of screen display. And Samsung says the screen-to-body ratio on the S10 Plus model is as high as 93%. Now inside the phones, there's a lot of similarities too. They're all using the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor. There's ranging between 6 to 12 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which model you choose. They're all gonna start with 128 gigs of storage, and if you go for the S10 Plus, you can get all the way up to 1 terabyte of storage inside, plus support for micro SD card slots. They also share the same features that we've been used to on the Galaxy S line, like IP68 water resistance, fast wireless charging. Now it has the ability to wirelessly charge another device. You can put another device on the back of it and charge it, which is kind of wild. There are 2 other familiar things. One good and one, well, it's the Bixby button. It's still there, it still does Bixby stuff. But the entire S10 line also has a headphone jack, which is great. There are some special features that are unique to each model. Starting with the S10 and the S10 Plus, these have a new ultrasonic under-display fingerprint scanner. So you can see there's no fingerprint scanner on the back. It's not using an eye detect type of system. It is a fingerprint scanner embedded in the screen. It's a little different than the one we've seen on OnePlus, which uses an optical design fingerprint scanner. This is an ultrasonic one, which Samsung says should be more secure, harder to fake, and more reliable. However, if you're using a tempered glass screen protector, it's going to have some problems working. So Samsung says that it is working with third-party screen protectors to make sure that they work with the new S10 models. Now, if you go with the S10E, which is a little bit lower end of a model, there's no under-display fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner is on the side where the power button, it's integrated right into the power button there. The other big difference between these 3 phones are their camera systems. All 3 of them have at least a dual camera system with ultra-wide and standard wide-angle lenses. The S10 and the S10 Plus add a 3rd telephoto camera to the mix, giving you 3 different perspectives at the click of a button. You can kind of think of it like having a whole camera bag full of lenses right on the back of your phone. Now on the front, Samsung has upgraded the camera to a 10 megapixel sensor that can also shoot 4K video. If you get the S10 Plus, you also get a 2nd front camera for better portrait effects. Samsung has also added to the software features in the camera app. The Scene Optimizer mode now has 30 different scenes to choose from. There's a new shot suggestions feature that can help you with framing, and the video mode has a new super steady feature to stabilize your shots. It can also shoot in HDR10 Plus, which the displays on all 3 S10 models support. As usual, there's a lot going on with the cameras on the S10 line. We're gonna have to have really a deep dive when we get some time to review these and test them out to talk more about them. Now the hardware on the S10 and the S10 Plus is definitely the most premium. You've got the rounded curved design that we've seen before from Samsung. It's got an aluminum frame, glass back. There's actually a ceramic back option on the S10 Plus if you opt for 512 gigabytes of storage. They're stunning to look at. The screens are super bright and super colorful. A lot of familiar features like you'd expect from a Samsung phone. Now, if you're looking at the S10E, it's a little different. Obviously, it's a smaller phone than the other models, but the screen isn't as curved on the sides. It's got a little bit bigger of a bezel around it. It's a flatter design, and you don't have the option for the ceramic back on this one. So that's gonna be reflected in its price. It starts at $749 for the S10E, while you're stepping up to $899 for the S10 and $999 for the S10 Plus. So you are saving a little bit with this, but mostly it's just a more compact design. In terms of like specs and performance, it really should be very similar to the other models. Now that covers the 3 phones that we're gonna see first, but Samsung's also releasing a 4th model. It's a new 5G S10. It's the first 5G phone from Samsung to come out. That's going to come out with a bigger 6.7-inch screen. It has another camera feature on both the back and the front. It adds a 3D time of flight camera, so it has better 3D depth perception. Now, Samsung hasn't really let us touch it or use it yet, so we don't have too much to say about that one, other than it will be coming out in Q2 of this year as an exclusive on Verizon before it arrives on other carriers later on AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. So that's all of Samsung's phones this year. You got an S10, an S10 Plus, an S10E, and eventually an S10 5G. Now the S10, the S10 Plus, and the S10E are going to be available for pre-order starting tomorrow, February 21st, and then they'll be shipping on March 8th. So these are coming real soon. We're really excited to spend more time with these and get these in for review, and we'll have plenty more to say then. Until then, please check out theverge.com for more on all of Samsung's announcements that are happening. They have a huge event out in San Francisco, a lot of stuff going on, and be sure to subscribe at youtube.com/theverge.